In discussing Steve and Eydie, Sinatra once said, quote, "Steve and Eydie represent all that's good about performers and the interpretation of a song. They are the best." High praise indeed from the chairman of the board himself. In the mid-90s, the husband and wife singing duo of Steve Lawrence and Eydie Gormé toured with Old Blue Eyes. While Tony Bennett was able to introduce himself to a new generation of fans and reinvent himself in the 90s after appearing on episodes of MTV Unplugged, Steve and Eydie never attempted a crossover or reinvention. Instead, they remained dedicated to their prime audience, the cocktail generation raised on the music of the Rat Pack. Their stylish act consisted of married couple comic back-and-forth banter, but the centerpiece always remained the music. Steve, the easygoing crooner with the rich baritone, and Eydie the belter with the big brassy voice, covering the musical landscape with hits from the masters, George Gershwin, Cole Porter, Irving Berlin, and Jerome Kern. I always wondered if the idyllic couple who always projected such a blissful relationship on stage actually had a serious spat, or did they get along all the time?
When we first used to go out, we really hadn't planned on doing anything. We used to be a little worried about what we were going to say or what we were going to do. And things just managed to happen to us. And sometimes she would talk to me like I was an audience, like I hadn't seen her up until showtime. And I think a lot of times I say to my wife what a lot of guys would like to say to their wife on stage. Everything that we do outside of the music, which is very carefully rehearsed, everything outside of that came as a result of an ad-lib situation. And the stuff that worked good, we managed to recreate and leave enough space for us to fly to find new things, because when you're in a performance situation live every day and you do 2 shows a night, it can get to be a bit much. So we, in an effort to keep it interesting for the two of us, we leave a section open
where we
for
improvise.
Us. Well, we just like Mike Nichols and Elaine May used to do years ago, where they used to improvise or to find new things. But as I said, when you do it twice a night, you have to keep yourself entertained and fresh so that you can present it the same way to the audience.
But we don't discuss it. In other words, we don't plan, like we don't see each other before the shows. Okay, when you say this, and then I'm going to say, we don't do any of that.
One of the best shows we ever did came on the heels of one of the biggest fights we ever had. You can't cut it off in the dressing room while they're introducing you and just, go out and do a thing. And we carried it out on the stage with us, and it was so hostile and so much fervor. Well, the audience was crying. I mean, it was because we were legit. We were screaming at each other. Yeah. We were hysterical. I was what every husband ever wanted to say to his wife. I mean, I got cards. It got to the point the audience was saying, they were choosing up sides, the guys in the audience.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?